Honourable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Honourable Francine Barron, Minister of Foreign Affairs and CARICOM Affairs and Chairperson of the CREAD Transition Committee. Other Honourable Members of Cabinet. Excellencies, Members of the Diplomatic Corps. Honourable Members of the House of Assembly. Your Excellency Steve Farrell, Ambassador and Secretary to the Cabinet. Your Excellency Edward Lambert, Ambassador and Principal Advisor to the Prime Minister, Chair of this ceremony. Distinguished members of the head table, Ms. Rosamond Edwards, Financial Secretary, other permanent secretaries, Professor Avinash Persaud, Special Economic Advisor to the Prime Minister and other panellists, representatives of donor agencies and NGOs, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Phew, I've got through that bit. I can now start. So on behalf of the UK government, firstly, I extend my deepest sympathies to the government and the people of Dominica following Hurricane Maria. The loss of life and destruction of property and livelihoods in Dominica has been devastating and harrowing to witness. The UK was one of the first to arrive in the aftermath of the hurricane. UK field teams provided vital humanitarian support, including food, water, and shelter. Helicopters from HMS Ocean, the largest ship in the Royal Navy, and RFA Mounts Bay, helped deliver aid to remote and inaccessible parts of the island. Almost 6 months after the hurricane, we are still providing assistance to vulnerable communities and individuals. This is my second visit to the island in recent weeks, and my colleagues have also visited regularly. While the devastation and damage is still apparent, I'm also very much aware that progress is being made, and that progress is testament to the resilience of the people of Dominica. When we talk to our colleagues in London and try to explain the hurricane threat in the Caribbean, we often use Dominica's recent history as an example. As well as the human tragedy, these events cause major development challenges. In 2015, Tropical Storm Erica caused damage equivalent to around 90% of Dominica's annual GDP. And only 2 years later, with Hurricane Maria, we have seen that figure rise to over 200%. No country, large or small, can be expected to endure these kinds of economic losses. And that is why, with the frequency and intensity of hurricanes only likely to increase, Dominica has recognised it must build back better and develop infrastructure, insurance, and other support systems that have a much stronger chance of surviving future storms and disasters. That is also why we commend the vision and aspiration of Prime Minister Skerrit to see Dominica becoming the first climate-resilient country in the world. And we are ready to back this vision with funding. Over the next few years, the UK will provide over £65 million in assistance to support Dominica to do just that. We have recently announced £25 million of new funding to rebuild and strengthen the water system across the island so that in the event of a future hurricane, the supply of drinking water will either continue or can be quickly re-established. We will also provide £25 million to renovate and repair the Loubière to Bagatelle Road, parts of which were essentially destroyed during the hurricane. We will strengthen key health facilities across the island so that they can better withstand hurricanes and be able to provide essential medical support in the aftermath of a natural disaster. We will also provide assistance to create jobs, boost the employment skills and prospects of young Dominican people, and to support the development of geothermal energy. We're also investigating practical ways of boosting disaster response mechanisms across the Caribbean and increasing the coverage of insurance systems so that individual countries can receive swift payouts to reconnect utilities and patch up damaged infrastructure. And of course, we are here today to launch the Climate Resilient Execution Agency of Dominica, CREAD. At first glance, CREAD may not appear to be the most obvious or tangible activity in response to natural disasters. However, we see it as essential. In simple terms, it will bring together key people and institutions on Dominica and, along with international support, ensure that the reconstruction efforts are coordinated, properly designed, and swiftly implemented. CREAD is a vital element in ensuring a fast-paced and comprehensive recovery for Dominica, and the UK is very proud to have funded its design and its future operations. In closing, let me reassure you that Dominica remains a valued Commonwealth partner of the UK. When our Secretary of State, Penny Mordaunt, took up her post in November 2017, her first visit in that position was to the Caribbean and to Dominica with the Prince of Wales to see the aftermath of the hurricanes. The UK stood with Dominica and provided assistance in the aftermath of the hurricane, and we look forward to working with you to support your recovery efforts over the longer term and becoming the first climate resilient nation. Thank you very much.